whole out of kilter, and you have a mess. And how bad that mess gets depends on how this lack of respect is manifested and how great this lack of respect is. And I think it's quite great at this time. Quite great.
We're a society that doesn't think a lot about tomorrow. We tend to think a lot about today. What will satisfy me pleasure-wise today. That's why we're having globally ecological disaster all around us. And what we have to do is try to remind people that they must think about tomorrow and the future. That rather than being the owners and the masters, they should be the stewards, that these are sentient creatures, that they have an obligation, a responsibility. That the issue isn't just being kind to animals. The issue is having a commitment, is having a responsibility toward animals that we take within our sphere of influence.
We know that most Americans love animals. Yet a typical afternoon at an animal shelter reveals a grim scenario.
Why is it that you're bringing this animal back here?
I signed a contract with a company that I'll be on the road a lot, and I can't take care of him. I can't leave him alone. And he's 9 months old, and I got him for about 6 months. And I think it's unfair. You know, I just can't leave him alone. I can't travel with him.
Why did you get him in the first place?
I had a cat for 12 years, and I lost her, and that's why I got him, to fill up my, have somebody in the house with me.
We have to see them in the cages. The people that leave them don't have to see that. And that's that's what gets me. We see them get depressed, we see them not eat. People think that they don't feel it, but believe me, an animal knows when it's been dumped. It knows it.
Because my roommate and I are never home, and I feel bad for her that she's by herself all day in this dark apartment with no light. And when we travel, we try to get neighbors to come in and feed her. And there was one time when I was out of town and I told my roommate, and she stayed at her boyfriend's for 3 days, and the cat wasn't fed, and that is just so cruel to me. So we had her for a little over a year, and it just, our schedules are just not good for raising a cat.
Every excuse under the sun. Allergic, moving, basically I think what happens is people just get tired of taking care of an animal, or their children come first, or their lives get too busy, and the animal gets dumped. That's the end result.
The majority of the people that bring animals in are people who don't seem to realize the responsibility of pet ownership, and they take on an animal that they're not ready for, or other members in the family are not ready for. And as long as it's a cute puppy or kitten, it's fine. As it starts to become a problem, they no longer want it.
We have animals coming in here 24 hours a day, and the amount of animals that get homes is nothing compared to the amount of animals that come in, because I think people are really undereducated about what animals need.
It's my mother's dog, and she wanted to turn it in because the dog was being neglected, and we didn't have time for it. That's about it.
Why did you get the dog in the first place?
Well, it was a gift. They gave it to my father, and they thought we'd be able to take care of it, but as it turns out, we were much too busy.
What goes through your mind now that you have to turn the dog in?
I feel bad because it's been with the family for a while. The kids really got attached to it, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
We have 750 cage spaces in our 2 full-purpose shelters. Last year, the public brought to us close to 80,000 animals for those 750 cage spaces. So if we can't find a good, responsible home, we have to, in fact, take the life of an animal with no pain at all. And the beat goes on, and the euthanasia solution gets made, and now the shelters are killing, instead of 10 to 15 million a year, maybe 15 to 20 million.
The millions of dogs and cats killed in shelters every year are the ones we can count. How many millions of others die in the streets and backyards of our towns and cities? We don't know.
Abandonment seems to be slightly on the increase. I don't know whether it's the lifestyle that people are into now, or the drug problem where they're They have no lack of responsibility, little responsibility, or no responsibility. They think nothing of dumping the animal. For some foolish and stupid reason, they think the animal can survive on his own, and he can't.
The worst thing you can see is someone throwing a cat or a dog out of a car, and you could see a dog running after the car and for miles and miles, and then knowing that there's no one there to take care of them, and they start to roam the streets, if it's in a city or if it's in the suburban areas in the woods, and maybe they eventually become wild animals and so on and so forth. And it's harmful to the animals, and it actually harms the populace that live in the particular area.
I get up in the morning early. I get up at 4 o'clock every morning. You see dogs running up and down there, starved. No homes, nothing.
Mish, 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 mish.
Vino la primera, pequeña, entonces uno empezó a darle alimentos y se fueron multiplicando. Entonces, como le dábamos comida a una, pues vinieron más de la calle. Y hemos tenido acá, hemos llegado a tener hasta 30 gatos.
I've seen abandoned dogs and cats in the city streets, particularly in some neighborhoods, and there must be a couple in the parks.
Have I seen them on the streets? Yeah, tons of cats, especially in this neighborhood. It's like Rome almost. And lots of dogs. Lots of dogs.
You know, that's the bottom line, is that if you don't take care of them, it's like a kid. You don't take care of them, you abandon them, you leave them in the street, they got to live through the street. Same thing.
Well, if you leave them in the street, they get hit by a car.
Eventually, they're not going to live that long anyway in the street, and they live terrible. You know, they scrounge through food at night. They gotta survive, you know.
There's a great suffering going on, silent suffering, because animals are not out there to ask for a meal or on a hot summer day for some water. That stray dog and that stray cat out there has no voice. All it has is hopefully some human kindness that can reach out to it and help it, to either take it to a shelter or accept it into a home.
One group of puppies, one group of kittens, they repeat the country, the city. Animals just keep being born, and people keep allowing this. And that, the numbers are there. I don't know who to blame specifically. It's the people of this country.
Say in a week, we round about 100 in a week. Like we go all the different boroughs.
Let me get a... Hey! Need something here anyway. Man, you don't know what you run into here. Could be somebody in here, you know? I know, but... Hey! Hey! Let's go. Okay, he's down here. No, I ain't got him, but he's got one down here. Who's that? Oh, watch him. He's right here. That's a nice... Come here, baby. What's the matter, huh? Come on. Don't worry, you're going to get a nice place to stay. Come on, there we go. Okay, watch yourself, guys. Steady down. Watch your legs. Watch your legs. He's going to bite. Go ahead. Come on, Blackie. Come on, Blackie, jump. Jump. That's a good guy. There you go. Got him there.
Tito, muscle him. Tito. Get out the way. Espera, ¿cómo te llamas?
Good, hard time already. Come on. Come on. Nice. There you go. All right.